morning. It's New Year's Day. Happy New Year's 2025. I'm just going to go through a few stretches. Somebody had recently asked me for stretches for upper body and for joints and everything. And there's a lot of things that you can do for that. But I'm going to start out here just to warm up the body and get your body in the right mindset, where you go into child's pose, kiss your forehead to the ground, and just begin on releasing everything and returning to the present moment. Breathing in and releasing out what doesn't serve you. Breathing in and releasing. Make sure when you breathe in, you're retaining at the top, and then you're releasing out your mouth like waves crashing. When you release what doesn't serve you, you're releasing anything negative in your life that isn't helpful. And then you're going to go to all fours, do some cat and cows, stretching out your upper back, and then tucking under, stretching out your upper back, tucking under. Just go through these moves a few times, just really feeling the movement in your body. And then you're going to lift your right arm toward the sky. You're going to tuck it under. You're going to feel the stretch here. And then if you can, lift your left leg behind you and just feel the stretch there. And then release it back. Put your right hand down and then lift your left hand high. Gaze follows and tuck it under, and then reach your right foot behind and then feel the stretch in your right side. And then from here, we're just going to go back to some cat and cows. And then from here, we're going to go into a downward dog position. And you're going to walk your hands back to the back of your mat. Half lift, forward fold, and then stand tall. And then you're going to step your left foot behind your right. And you're going to do a side bend to the right. And then back to center, stand tall. And then do the same. Tuck your right foot behind your left. And then side bend to the left. And then you're going to clasp your hands behind your back, mini back bend, forward fold. And then just feel yourself hang here. You can even, if you don't want to stretch out, you can grab opposite elbows here and lean side to side. And just feel the release in the back of your legs. And then to a plank pose and vinyasa. And then back to a downward dog. Now remember your back, focusing on your breath work, focusing on the here and now. And from here, you're going to lift your right leg high. You're going to bend your right leg under into a half pigeon pose. And just feel the stretch in your right hip area, opening it. A lot of times we carry tension in our right hip area. And then from here, you're going to lift your right leg high. You're going to step it through. You're going to do a dragonfly twist, your right hand toward the sky. Gaze follows. And then you're going to do a half seated split. Your right leg is straight and you're pointing your toes toward you to feel that stretch. And then from here, you're going to lift your right leg high. You're going to step it through and do a half moon pose. Just feel the stretch in your left side body. Just really feel it. And if you want to challenge yourself further, feel free to lift your right hand toward your chest and then back down to downward dog. You can do the vinyasa if you want to. Feel free. We're going to do these poses on the other side. Lift your left leg high, tuck it under. Feel the stretch in your hip area. Just really feeling it here. And lean over only as far as your body allows you to go. And then from here, you're going to go back. Lift your left leg high. Step it through. Dragonfly twist. Feel the stretch in your left shoulder area and also in your left hamstring. And then go to a seated split. Seated half split, you're going to tuck your left toe toward you, lean forward, and then back to lifting your left leg high in downward dog and stepping it through for half moon pose. Again, if you want the further challenge, lift your left hand toward your heart, and then you're going to go back down to a high plank or a vinyasa. Now, I said I would focus on this one on some upper body stuff. So you're going to put, I'm going to lean my camera forward so you could see. You're going to put your right arm out to the side here. And so you're going to scooch to the left side of your mat. Put your right arm out. Look toward the left and roll over onto that. Now, this is a broken wing pose. So not only are you stretching out your right arm area and cutting off circulation for the time being, but then when you roll back over, you'll have new blood flow in that shoulder joint area. Now, if you use your shoulders a lot, push-ups, anything upper body, this really helps. Then from here, you're going to roll back over. Obviously, you can take more time if you need it. And then you're going to shift to the other side of the mat. Put your left hand down. Look toward the right side of your mat. And then roll over. And a lot of times, if you have lower back tightness, this will also crack your lower back. Now remember, yoga is about being one with your breath and focusing on the present moment. So whatever your body is calling you to do or be present in, focus on that. Then you're going to roll over. And then from here, some more upper body you can focus on is Superman's. So you're going to lift your upper body, lay back down, lift your upper body, lay back down. And then you can even go into a floor bow where you grab your feet behind you. And these poses are good because a lot of times you are hunched over at a desk or on your phone, or your posture is poor. It helps focus more on your mid to lower back, strengthening that area. Remember to focus on your breathing. You don't have to hold this as long as I'm holding it, just as long as you know. And then from here, you're going to go back to all fours, and we're going to go into like a bridge pose. So from here, you're going to put your feet on the ground, and you're going to lean back and just really lift your lower back. Now, to challenge yourself more, you can clasp your hands underneath, or you can go into a full wheel pose. Now, full wheel is putting your hands facing toward your feet and just lifting your body. Do whatever your body is calling you to do, and then release. And then back up, whatever pose your body wants. And then release. And then lift your feet toward the sky to let your blood flow down. And then lift yourself up. And then we're back in a seated position. I'm going to do an open butterfly pose here. Make sure you stretch from side to side. And then lean forward. Bringing all that focus back to your breath work. Now, I say for like challenging yourself for 2025, it could be to be more focused on the present and to eliminate all those thoughts that try to distract you from it, which can be hard. But focusing on your mindset is such a good idea for planning for the future. And it can be challenging for sure. So from here, I'm going to go back to a downward dog. And I'm going to set my right leg through, and then I'm going to go into a crescent lunge and then twist to a warrior two. Now just holding your gaze at the tip of your right hand. And what this does here is this focuses on your core, also your upper body as well, and maintaining focus. And focusing on these long holding poses ensures that you're more present with your breath. And then from here, you're going to go to a warrior one. So your left foot is pivoted, your right foot is bent toward the front. Shorten your stance if it feels too much of a distance between each foot. And then just hold it here, strengthening your core, your upper body, and just really focusing on gazing toward your hands. You can gaze straight forward if you want. And then you're going to clasp your hands behind your back and put your shoulder inside your right knee. And just feel this here for a moment. And then we're going to do these poses on the other side. So you can go into a downward dog, then lift your left foot up and swap positions, crescent lunge. And then from here, warrior two, gaze is at your left fingertip. And just holding it here, being present with your mind and body. I'm just going to shift this a little bit back so you can see. And remember to make sure your standing is right so you can have the correct form with the bend of your left foot. And then warrior one, gaze follows. And then clasp your hands behind your back, tucking your left shoulder in between your left bent knee. And just holding it here for a moment. And then back to a vinyasa. Or whatever your body is calling you to do in this moment. And then I'm going to go into a child's pose. The present is only as present as you make it to be. So if you only want to be as present as you make yourself, meaning your mindset is based off of how you intend to place it. So being self-aware and more aware of how you are is truly helpful. So I'm doing a deer pose. My right leg is bent in, my left leg behind, and I'm leaning forward over it. This is going to open the right hip or stretch it out. And then you're just really going to focus on the here and now. Now, I have some more yin postures I'll eventually show in another video to focus more on upper body and joints. I did some here about strength training the upper body, and hopefully this gave you some ideas. Going into 2025, focus on yourself and your health and your well-being, because there's nothing more important than that. And what you don't do now will catch up eventually. So focus on what's truly meaningful to you here and now. And now I'm going to switch and I'm going to shift my legs out in front. Just feel the blood flow back to that right leg. And then you're going to bend your right leg behind, your left leg out in front. And you're going to lean over the left leg or whatever your body is calling you. Being more intentional with how you feel and what your body needs in real life is so essentially important. It's overlooked so many times in people's lives, but it makes a difference when we truly listen to it. So hold this pose here. Be present with your mind. Accept that challenges will come and that you will need to readdress yourself often. You will need to focus on yourself pretty often to get the results you need.
And then sit back up and do the same on either side. And this concludes my quick yoga flow for today. So, namaste.